Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And it is Shuna's time to go out and play in the game because, she's a decent protector. One that's more stacking related, not really suited for short-term burst events, but can definitely get the job done if you're running a team that can take full advantage of her power. So, very quick overview. She leads light and magic. Her protection skill is stacks allies' pierce power and stun strike until the end of battle, unlimited. And then buffs blue's skill point gain from 100% up to 500%, so just like Watermelon. And then increases your skill cap by 40, again, just like Watermelon. So, essentially you take Space Veldora, you take Watermelon. Maybe not Space Veldora, because he's 250 for everything. But you take Watermelon, and you smack Pierce and Stun Strike on, and you got Shuna. Which is not a bad thing, because Watermelon is still a very, very good protector. There's a lot of orb changers to blue. Still the best free-to-play, unit is Water Rimuru, and he does double duty for blues, either changing greens or changing his own orbs, and so it's really easy to slide him onto this team and have him work wonders as far as getting stacks on stacks on stacks of Shuna, alongside using Water Shuna, who is also an orb changer, so you've got the orange to blue covered, and Rimuru's got the green to blue covered, and then the new Sokka is a special converter, so you have 3 converters on this team, and it's really nice, and it helps the team run efficiently. And then, Leon already exists for the light buff, Raphael is the DPS with the stun strike, so we'll definitely use them. But, I did use Shuna a bit for my Raphael showcase, and so I don't really need to do that team, because there's only, one stage, which we're going to do again, just for the showcase. But I kind of want to see how she leads other teams, and especially putting Light Xion under her, because Light Xion needs the Pierce power from, just needs the Pierce power. Because this team is not low-cost skills over and over and over again for 3 turns to stack up as much as possible before we're just capped out. This is stack forever, so we can make Xion do some dumb numbers in stages. And then with Raphael giving her the pierce rate, we don't need Shizu anymore. So I'm more interested in that more than this stacking team because we know what it's gonna do. So let's jump right in. Also, unrelated question, but I have 2 thumbnails here. I have this one with no text, and then this one with text. And I would like you, the audience, to vote which one you prefer more, with text or without text. Obviously, the one I've used today is with text, but my thumbnail guy are debating whether or not we need the words or a semi-title in the thumb, or we can just go without it and call it good. And I said, well, let's poll the viewers. So, in the comments below, alongside whatever your thoughts are on the actual, usages of this Shuna, do you like the text or do you like no text? Please let me know. This is actually kind of more important than your thoughts on the Shuna thing, but I kind of need to know so we can tell the thumbnail guy. With or without text, please let me know. Now let's actually move on to the showcase. Thank you. Alright, so obviously the first team that we're going to use is the Light 3.0 team, sorry. With some extra additions. So we've got Shuna and Rimuru because, orb changing, alt boosting. Leon Light 1.0 coming up again with his light buff, and then we've got the new Sokka, and then of course the new Raphael. We're going into EX1 Tempered Edge, and we're just, we're going to show off what this team can do in its optimal setting, and then we'll move on to some other teams. There are at least 2 that I want to try out, at least, that have units that would really benefit from additional pierce power. Not from the stun damage, because most other stages can't stun. But let's go with this. We've got Sokka turn 1, and then we can bring in Raphael for Sokka, so she's got another orb coming. So pop, 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 pop. This will get us 1 stack of Shuna, so 10%. I know during the Raphael showcase we got 9 stacks or something, which is definitely possible. I don't know if it's feasible, realistic in a certain, like, certainly once EX5 comes out for this stage. I don't know if getting 9 stacks is going to be possible, because you're going to try to just nuke the crap out of him before he can kill you. Well, that's unfortunate right there. We're going to have to wait a turn, because we got 1 blue. So yeah, sometimes this can happen, and you just don't get any blues. And so we're gonna use some of these. This will give us another stack, though, so I mean, that's fine. And then we'll have enough points to use 2 okay, that's better. I can accept that. So let's get another stack on. So 2 stacks, 20% stun attack, 20% pierce power. And now we can use Shuna's orb change. We can bring Rimuru in for... yeah, let's bring you in for that. And then use that, and then we'll bring Soka back in. That way we have a full light turn. And, I mean, this team is going to run well, especially with Rimuru back there. We probably... like, we might get an ult buffer for light, because we don't have one of those yet. And they might not be an orb changer, and you can stop countering me anytime. We might not need them. Like, Shuna might just be a better option because of the blue orb changing, unless they make literally a carbon copy of Shuna and just make it light, and whoever it may end up being, which would be, realistically, kind of boring. Right? We kind of want the units to do different things, because then we have options. Okay, another hand of 1 blue, so that's awesome. But we have 175 points now, so we can make it work. So let's use... we can bring Rimuru in for Soka, steal that, so we have a green and 2 orange. So yeah, we can do that. So let's do this. Technically, I could use... I could have used her orb change as well, but it was more expensive. So let's do that, and then we'll use his green. I mean, it was going to cost three changes anyways, so we might as well just do this. And we have 1 Raphael orb, so fine, whatever. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, at least Raphael has her ult now. So we've got, what, 3 stacks? Yeah, 3 stacks. We're about to have 4. Veldora's going to have a lot of health left. I don't feel like we can nuke him at this point. How much health does he have? He has 484. Yeah, I don't think we're going to kill him if we nuked now. So we're going to wait a little bit. We're going to keep on stacking a bit. Probably not to 9, but definitely higher than what we have now. So let's bring Soka back in for Raphael in case. Okay, that's good. So we'll use the orange change. We'll get Leon. His ult. That'll get us another stack plus max points. So we're looking, I mean, this team, obviously, like, you can get very unlucky and get no greens or no blues. And sometimes if you have enough points, you can make it work. Like here, we can make this work again, getting 1 blue. It's most unfortunate, but it can work. So, oh yeah, see, we can totes do that. Let's take you, let's bring you in for Soka since she has no orbs. And then we can bring Rimuru in for Leon, and then steal, and then change all those. Boom. Alright. I should have sent Shuna last, she would have done more damage, but whatever. I think we can get these 2, this last stack and then this little bit, and then we can nuke reliably. Okay, yeah, that works. Plus Shuna's gonna die soon, so... Let's see, we're on turn 7. So turn 8 is when all of his buffs go anyway, so yeah, this is a good time to set up the nuke. Let's get you in here. Got a whole bunch of green so we can steal and then green again, I think is what I'm seeing. Yeah. And then we'll get Leon in here for Rimuru. So pop, 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 pop. We got 2 stacks. Alright. This should reliably kill now that he doesn't have any extra defense. Or I think... is that what is that? Pierce resistance or something like that? I don't know However, you know, we're ready to nuke, so let's alt buff there. We'll get Raphael in for Shuna. And we'll use the stun, pierce, light, and then the defense down and stun extension. So now he's stunned for 2 turns. And we'll get 2 more stacks, which will put us at how many? It'll put us at, what, 8 stacks. I mean, we're not really far off now, are we? And we still have enough orb points to orb change a little bit. Maybe with Sokka. Yeah, I mean, how much health does he have here? 416. I guess we'll find out now, won't we? 442. Alright, cool. Safe. That last... we could have gone like 1 less stack, maybe, and we would have still killed, so 7 stacks. Okay. Let's, we know what it's about. Oh, look at that! I'll take that drop. I don't care what you guys say. 15 of the large grindstones? I like. Let's move on to using Light Xion now as the DPS. Alright. We're going to use this team, which is almost the same exact team. We've just taken out Sokka, essentially, and put in Xion. Right? So we're going to use Xion as our primary DPS here. We're going into the old Tempered Edge for Light, using, you know, still Shuna, still Leon, still Rimuru. We've got Raphael, because she's not going to be our primary DPS here, but she's going to give Xion the Pierce rate, and then Shuna is going to give the Pierce power. So we don't really need to rely on trying to slam as many skills out as possible in 3 turns to stack up her own Pierce, because, you know, that's not the point of this team. We don't need to. And plus, she only gets like extra 3% per skill, and Shuna's getting 10% per stack. And I'm pretty sure they don't stack on top of each other. Like, because this is hers is a permanent buff, this is a permanent buff. I don't think they'll stack. If this was a temporary buff that she gave herself for Pierce power, then yeah, it probably would. But it's not. So, oh well. Actually... Actually, we're gonna science this up, because Dark Xion has a temporary Pierce power buff of 20%. Will that? It should. Temporary and permanent buffs do stack, so in theory, this 20% should just add on to whatever we get from Shuna. Okay, let's try it out. You know, this team is raising skill cap, which is what the Light 2.0 team could not do. So we have an alt buff, we have a light buff, we have attack buff on Xion herself. We're going to give Pierce power. We're going to have temporary Pierce power from Dark Xion. I mean, I think this could work. Almost everyone on this team is an orb changer of some sort, except for Dark Xion. So, and we get terribly unlucky. Okay, that's, you know, that's what we're looking for right there. All right, let's lay into Shinsha. She's pretty tanky. Shinsha, since she's pretty tanky. God, that was a tongue twister. Okay, yeah. Xion does do a lot of damage. Okay, we can work with this. So there's that. And then we can get you in here for Shuna. And then we'll use your orb change, and then we'll get you out for Dark Xion. Let's start setting this on you. Alright, so we got 2 stacks. That's already 20%. We've used 2 skills, so that's, what, extra 3% on Xion? No, 6% Pierce on Xion, which is going to get overshadowed very, very quickly. This is a very, very good hand. Wow. Okay. So yeah, what is Xion's skill at right now? 31% if we were to use it now. This is going to be 20% instantly. And this is turn 3, so we'd have to use skills here to stack up, you know, Xion's own Pierce power, but this would be the last turn. which it's not feasible with this team because we don't have too many small skills. Like, we've got her orb change, we got his orb change. It's like, but we're gonna overshadow it very quickly. So let's get Dark Xion out. We'll steal all these and have another full hand of blues. And then we'll get Shuna back in for Rimuru, so we can take advantage of that. We'll still send this on Xion, so that's a third stack. 176 points, so we can already use pretty much everything. Pretty much. Minus her own attack buff, but that's okay. We don't even have her ult yet. I'll be very interested to see this damage output, because there's only a few times that I've gotten this Xion up to 50% Pierce power. Okay, so we can do this for Leon. We can steal again. We can green. And then we can orange. There we go. That's going to give us Xion's ult. It's going to give us almost 2 stacks. 1.5. Max points, though, so we're up to 220, so we can definitely use everything now. This should do a lot of damage. This should do a lot of damage. Alright, guard power down. We gotta get you out of here, though. You're taking some hits. And we gotta get a few people out of there. Alright, you know what? We're gonna nuke now. So, there's another stack. So what are we up to? We are up to 40% Pierce power. So, let's use this, let's use that, let's use the ult. Let's bring Leon in here for Shuna. And then let's use his light buff. And now, realistically, this should stack, right? So we've got Pierce Power 40, Pierce Power 9 from the trait, Pierce Power 8 from the charm, Pierce Power 37%. No. Oh. Oh, it is a temporary... Oh. Okay. So, yeah. We don't need to bring Dark Xion. Well, we did because we needed someone to give her Pierce. But we could have brought Raphael, and that still would have been Pierce. I totally forgot that it's a that her own buff is temporary. Yeah. For 1 turn. Okay, so this 34% offsets the 20% that Dark Xion would give us automatically. So if we... And I think she starts at 30%, so we don't even... Yeah, we don't need you at all. We could just bring Raphael. But, I mean, now, she's got a lot of Pierce power. How much is that? So 40 plus 37, so that's 77%, plus another 17%. Wait, so... Fucking what? 77. Oh god, math is hard. 77, 86, 90, 94? 94% Pierce power, guaranteed Pierce, 30% attack, 50% light attack. We've got the 70% ult buff. This is gonna fucking... this is gonna do like 200k probably. Probably. You know what? We'll watch it. We'll watch it because I'm curious. Look at that bounce. Those physics. How much does it do? How much? I want to see. 163 is less than I thought we would do, to be perfectly honest. 163 with 94% Pierce power? Okay. Obviously still good damage because... I did expect more out of that. I really did. We had everything going though, right? Yeah, we've used that, we used that, we used that, we used that. We had no other real buff to bring or use. And even if we had swapped you for Raphael, that would have been guaranteed Pierce and then this... Okay, well, I mean, we're able to use more buffs than what the light 2.0 team. Maybe it's because I'm used to seeing us crit as well. There's no one that's giving us crit on this team, and this team is not focused on crit, so there's not really a place to bring, unless we were to swap Rimuru out for the hero, which, you know, you could do. It would make this much less optimal, though, because you're gonna lose all these orb changes for crit damage. Okay. Alright, let's move on to using Violet under this team now. Okay, for the last part of this video, this is the team we're going to run. We're not focused on blues anymore because, unfortunately, Fire Tempered Edge nerfs blues anyways. So that's really not what we're going to try and do. So we've brought a whole bunch of green orb changers, right? Benimaru fits the stage. He changes oranges to greens. Isis changes blues to greens, and Milim is a special converter. So it's pretty much like we're running the light 3.0 team, but we've just swapped the orbs, right? So with Isis's green buff and all these orb changers, we should still be able to get some decent stacks in with Shuna. Maybe not quite as many because it's not dedicated blues, but we're going to have a lot of skill points, I'll tell you that much. And then Violet gives herself crit and pierce, and then Shuna will be stacking the pierce power. She's got her own attack buff. We've got the alt buff from Milim. We've got the fire buff from Shizu. So I think this team should be okay. Maybe not optimal, at least in this stage, but I think it should work, again, on paper. I thought, you know, Xion would work on paper, and she definitely can do damage. I thought she would do more. I thought she would actually break 200k with 94% pierce power, so it's slightly disappointing, but it is an option for you if you don't have Raphael, and you do have Dark Xion, or someone else to give you pierce, like Water Alice or something, who's also a double orb changer. She just costs 30 points, and she's lowering water resistance, which you're not really using. But here, let's go ahead and bring Benimaru in for Shizu. We'll change these. We'll apply the burn, so we don't even need to worry about that. We cannot bring Violet up here turn 1, unfortunately, because we don't want to get crit sealed. Actually, are we on EX2 or 3? I don't remember. Okay, counterattack. We could have, maybe. Let's find out. I don't remember what stage I chose. Okay, we could have. Oh well. What's the orbs look like? Wow. Okay, well I think we'll just use those. Actually, hold on. Let's do this first. And then we'll do this. We'll buff the orange damage since we're going to send all the oranges right now, because they're all... yeah, we can do this. Start getting stacked on. So hopefully next turn we get a good hand for orb changing. 5,800 a hit. Yeah, okay, we can work with that. So let's go orange. Got another stack of burn on. See, this team actually makes sense to have the burn, right? Do the blue orb change to green. Pop, 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 pop. Let's we don't have enough points for that. Pop, pop. Get us another stack of Shuna. We have 132. Now we can use the Violet skills, and so we can actually already start taking advantage of the Pierce Power stacks, which is good. So we're going to get 2 stacks here, so that's 20% Pierce Power. Technically, Shizu does have her own skill, which gives 15%. So, you know, we're already eclipsing that. So that's pretty cool. Let's get the attack and another stack of burn on. The first stack has worn off, but I mean, we have points, right? So another blue. So yeah, we can do that again. Or, ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. We gotta go without one of these for a bit. And we only have one. Okay, we're not even gonna use you. Hold on. Let's see how this turns out. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Well, almost. I miscalculated. Oh well. This will get us a lot of points. Well, 84 points. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to keep trying to orb change, we really would need blues that are, like, super buffed for point gain. But, I mean, we're getting a decent amount of ult. So... we only have 84 points, though. That's not great. Not great at all. Let's do that. Let's get another stack on. Do we send these now? We have 3 stacks of burn. We need to orb change again. Well, I mean, we could throw on 4 stacks of burn right here. I think we will, just for funsies. And then we can do some decent damage. So let's do that. Let's lower the defense first, and then send that, and then send that, and then this. How much will we do here? With like no fire buff, no ult buff. 14k is not good. Tell you that much. This will do less. 4,400. Violet does 43,000. It's a little better. 11,000. And the 200% orb does 22-ish, 21.7. And the burn for 75. It's not terrible damage. We just didn't get a lot of points back on that. Yeah. Yeah, this team does suffer. It's not meant to be run under a green orb changer focus. But it's really the only option. Like, he nerfs everything about blues. Yeah, damage by 80 and protection gauge increase. So we could have skill points, it's just that we would be stacking much less with Shuna, so... okay. I mean, can the team work? Yeah, if you get really lucky and you get a lot of green hands and you don't have to orb change too much, it can work. But we're like, I think I'd rather just bring Veldora, because he's raising cap and he's resetting skill costs, because these orb changes get out of hand really quickly. Okay. Well, I mean, yes, it could work. Let's try and... we'll come back, and I'll cut here, and I'll try and get a turn on where we have, decent pierce power, and we've gotten lucky. I won't make you sit through that. So we'll be back for a good nuking turn with Violet. Okay, so after like an hour or so, I believe I have the turn that I want. So 226 points, we're turn 8, we've got this burn going away, but we have enough points to use both of the big time buffs, plus 2 more stacks of burn, and, if my math, as terrible as it is correct, we should have enough points for all that. So, let's use the alt buff now. And then we can get Milim out of here. Yes, Milim out. And then we can get Isis out of here for Benimaru, because we don't need anything from her. Okay, so now we can use the fire buff, we can use the orb change, and we can use the attack buff, which we should still have active. And then we have enough points to, do a little bit of extra damage. So I just want to make sure that we have the crit and everything, which I believe we do. So yeah, crit rate, pierce power, alright, cool. So we've got everything already. So pop, pop, and then the burn, and then this. We have already applied Shizu's 15% pierce power to Violet, so that's already here. So we have a full hand of green now, so that's awesome. So Violet is sitting at 40% pierce power, 8% from the charm, 15% from the buff from Shizu, guaranteed crit, guaranteed pierce, attack by 20, fire attack by 50%, 70% alt buff, and he has 60% burn. And we've got 2 alts and a full hand, so this should do a lot of damage. Should being the keyword, and I don't know if he'll kill. He has 375,000 HP left. We're gonna find out. Send Benimaru first to get the defense down, and then Violet, follow. And yeah, let's see how this turn works out. 45,000 for Benny. Violet does 143. Okay. and then her 200% orb hopefully is not guarded and does 42k, and we kill for 154. Okay. I mean, can you do that much damage without this team? Certainly. If you were running like the full optimized fire team with Toa, like you can have the ult buff, you can have the crit resistance down, you can have the fire buff, you can have a full hand of buffed oranges plus all the other stuff going on. Like you could probably do equivalent damage on that turn. But I mean, if you need a stacking team because you need it, then sure. It's just that this team is meant to be used with blues. The stage nerfs blues, so it ends up being not great. On the off chance that I did get blues on that run, they did give me a lot of points, because the point gain is not nerfed. It's just, like, the protection gauge is nerfed, so I wouldn't get anything for that, but I get, like, 80 points off 4 blues, so that's cool. Okay, I think that's about it. Is there another team that we can use? The water team doesn't have a pierce giver. The dark team, no. Well, the dark team could. Except we'd be missing on that magic damage and the skill reset, so I don't think that's I don't think that's a good idea. Space team, I also don't think that's a very good idea. You can run off blues, though. Yeah, no, I think we're going to end that here for today. So, overall, thoughts on Shuna are, she's very good for certain situations. Not every situation, but certain situations. Obviously, leading Light 3.0, she's going to work the best because you can, definitely use both of her stun attack and her pierce power and take advantage of all that. Any other team that can run on blues, or even, greens if you want to try and force it, you can do extra damage, but I'm gonna say you're probably better off running their actual protection character, just because it'll run better. It'll run more efficiently under that. So I'd rather just run Light 3.0 under Shuna. I'd rather just run Watermelon on the water team. I'd rather run Dark Veldor on the dark team. I'd rather run Toa on this team. So, I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think of this new Shuna, and also, again, please let me know about the thumbnail if you prefer a title on the thumb or no title. That's important. But yeah, that's going to do it for me, so take it easy, guys, and I'll see you later.